Most people have never even heard of SEI Network. But after today's video, you're going to understand why some of the smartest money in crypto is betting big on this sleeping giant, and why missing this could be the biggest mistake you make in 2025. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room. SEI Network is quietly building something extraordinary. Check out these absolutely insane metrics. Speed that'll blow your mind. Up to 200,000 transactions per second with lightning-fast 300 millisecond finality. For context, that's faster than Visa, MasterCard, and pretty much every traditional payment processor combined. Daily activity that's off the charts, over 4 million transactions happening every single day. We're talking about real usage, real adoption, real people actually using this blockchain. User growth that's exponential, between 300,000 to 600,000 active wallets daily. And here's where it gets crazy. During gaming spikes, they've seen over 600,000 wallets flood in within 24 hours. Let that sink in. TVL explosion, SEI's total value locked, already crossed the $1 billion milestone in 2025. That's institutional-grade money flowing into this ecosystem. But wait, there's more. Their stablecoin volume hit $5 billion in a single trading day. That's not a typo, billion with a B. Now, if you think those numbers are impressive, wait until you hear what's coming next. Yesterday, SEI Labs dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the entire blockchain space. They ran new speed tests on their SEI Giga DevNet, and the results? They sustained over 211,492 transactions per second. But here's what nobody's talking about. SEI Giga isn't just another upgrade. It's about to become the highest throughput EVM chain in existence, ever. Let me break down what's really happening here. SEI Giga is introducing something called Autobahn consensus, a revolutionary consensus mechanism that's 50 times faster than their current twin turbo system. Think about that for a second. They're already processing 200,000 plus TPS, and they're about to make it 50 times faster. We're talking about transaction speeds that could theoretically handle the entire global financial system. But speed isn't everything in crypto, right? Wrong. In the world of high-frequency trading, MEV strategies, and AI-powered DeFi protocols, milliseconds matter. And SEI is about to own that space completely. Here's where it gets interesting. While everyone's been focused on the usual suspects, SEI has quietly positioned itself in the top 20 best-performing coins over the last 90 days. That's not luck. That's smart money, recognizing value before the masses catch on. And speaking of smart money, let's talk about what the big players are doing while retail is still sleeping on SEI. While the entire crypto market faced $223 million in outflows, yeah, everyone was running for the exits. SEI defied gravity with $5.8 million in inflows. That's institutional money flowing against the tide. But wait, there's more. Wyoming, yes, the crypto-friendly state that's been leading blockchain adoption in the US, just selected SEI for their state-backed stablecoin pilot program. Let that sink in. A US state government is betting on SEI's infrastructure. And if that wasn't enough validation, Valor's European SEI ETF just went live. We're talking about regulated investment products giving traditional investors exposure to SEI tokens. This institutional validation doesn't just reduce perceived risk. It creates a feedback loop. Lower risk perception attracts more capital drives development, better development attracts more users drive up token demand. And SEI's regulatory-friendly design, they've got Circle's USDC integrated natively. That's a direct bridge between traditional finance and DeFi, and institutions love bridges they can trust. But what really has me excited is what's potentially coming next. Well, guess what? Canary Capital has filed for a US SEI ETF. Let me repeat that. There's a potential SEI ETF in the pipeline. Now, I'm not saying approval is guaranteed. The SEC moves at their own pace, and crypto ETFs are still relatively new territory. But if, and this is a big if, this ETF gets the green light, we could see the same type of liquidity surge that Bitcoin experienced. The difference? Bitcoin was already mainstream when its ETF launched. SEI is still flying under the radar for most retail investors. That asymmetric opportunity doesn't come around often in crypto anymore. Let's dive into the ecosystem growth because this is where things get really interesting. On August 7th, SEI integrated with MetaMask. Sounds technical, right? Wrong. This single integration gave over 100 million users instant access to SEI dApps. That's like opening the floodgates to the largest crypto user base in the world. The results were immediate. Native USDC adoption surged to $160 million within just 2 weeks of launch. People aren't just curious about SEI, they're actively using it and parking serious money in the ecosystem. The total value locked hit $682 million with a 31% month-over-month growth rate. DeFi protocols like DragonSwap are driving real volume, real yield, and real utility. But here's what most people don't understand about SEI's strategy. They're not trying to be everything to everyone. They're laser-focused on high-speed trading infrastructure with sub-400 millisecond finality. Why does this matter? Because the future of DeFi isn't just about basic swaps and lending. We're moving toward AI-powered trading bots, complex MEV strategies, and algorithmic DeFi protocols that need ultra-low latency to function properly. SEI is positioning itself as the infrastructure layer for the next generation of financial applications, and developers are taking notice. Now let's talk charts because the technicals are painting an interesting picture. SEI just broke above the critical 30 cents resistance level, and that former resistance is now acting as support. That's textbook bullish price action. The RSI is sitting at a neutral 53.55, which means there's still room to run without hitting overbought territory. But here's what caught my attention. The MACD histogram is showing -0.0019, suggesting some momentum weakening. However, and this is crucial, trading volume spiked 193% to $357 million. In technical analysis, volume confirms price movement. The key level to watch is the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement at $0.3398. A clean close above that level could target the swing high at $0.363. But if SEI fails to hold that 30-cent support, we might see some profit-taking from early investors. The big question everyone should be asking: can SEI sustain volume above $300 million to fuel a retest of its 2024 high at $1.14? Because if it can, let's zoom out and talk about what this all means in the context of the broader crypto market. We're at an inflection point. Traditional finance is slowly warming up to crypto, but they need infrastructure they can trust. Fast, reliable, regulatory compliant infrastructure. SEI checks all those boxes: lightning-fast transactions, institutional partnerships, regulatory-friendly design, and real utility driving actual adoption. But here's what has me most excited: we're still early. While Bitcoin and Ethereum get all the headlines, SEI is quietly building the infrastructure for Web3's next phase. The Wyoming stablecoin pilot, the MetaMask integration, the potential ETF filing, these aren't isolated events. They're part of a broader institutional adoption strategy that most retail investors haven't recognized yet, and that creates opportunity. Now let's be real for a minute. No investment is without risk, and SEI faces its share of challenges. The crypto market is still volatile and sentiment-driven. If we see a broader market correction, even fundamentally strong projects like SEI could get dragged down. There's also execution risk with the Giga upgrade. New consensus mechanisms are complex, and any technical issues during implementation could impact confidence. Competition is fierce in the Layer 1 space. Solana, Avalanche, and other high-performance chains aren't standing still, but here's what I'm watching closely. Can SEI maintain its momentum through the next market cycle? Can they execute the Giga upgrade flawlessly? And most importantly, can they continue attracting institutional partners while crypto regulation clarifies? SEI's rally isn't just about hype or speculation. It's reflecting three powerful forces converging: institutional confidence, real-world adoption through USDC and MetaMask integration, and strong technical momentum. The fundamentals are there. The technology is proven. The institutional validation is happening. And the price action is confirming what the smart money already knows. The question isn't whether SEI will succeed. The question is whether you'll position yourself before the rest of the market wakes up to what's happening here. Because once that potential ETF approval hits, once the Giga upgrade goes live, once more institutions start flowing capital into this ecosystem, well, let's just say 30 cents might look like a distant memory. What do you think? Are you bullish on SEI's long-term potential? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button if this analysis helped you, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the projects that could define crypto's next bull run. Crypto disclaimer: this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and should not be considered financial advice. Cryptocurrency investments are highly volatile and risky. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Always do your own research and consult with qualified financial professionals before making investment decisions. Never invest more than you can afford to lose, and be aware that you could lose your entire investment. This video is not sponsored by SEI Labs or any affiliated entities.